benefit.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry...
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe...
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed.
And are you not afraid that... And are you not...
Right.
Why did... If you... Tell me, Waverly.
Strict.
Are you... Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at...
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any...
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed.
If you have a problem...
Doctor...
I know... Aren't...
Don't be...
Since you're...
Let's...
Kelly,
Wait more...
Thank you for your time.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
And Mr. Hampton, the
I gave him a sedative.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
blood and soul. They belong.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Doctor.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unhope.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe...
I can...
I'm assuming you...
It's only a...
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you...
I cannot say...
The staff here...
I'm not speaking.
I see.
Thank you, mortal.
Who are these enemies you mentioned?
I cannot...
The staff...
I'm not...
I see.
Thank you, mortal.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
The pain. It's here again.
Hello again, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton?
I manage a night as...
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doc.
Why didn't you...
That's a very...
Have you made friends?
Not really.
You never...
You're preaching to the...
How do you feel, Mr...
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands.
Thank you, sir.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton?
I manage it.
Why didn't you...
That's a very...
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very...
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know? The sad saint of the East End.
Who leads the...
Since Clay...
How did you end up in William Bishop?
I had received...
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton.
I'm just a man
Why did he...
William, what?
Do you know Tom?
Tom?
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise?
Who should I avoid?
Not really.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Discuss on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
With the influence...
I believe that...
So you believe...
Dr. Ack...
Please, could you tell me...
I'm a great...
I based my
I'd rather not talk.
As long as you're...
You're not the first...
What made you...
I'm not a shit...
It's always a pleasure to share scientific...
This epidemic made...
What made you...
I'm not a shit...
It's all...
This epidemic...
I based my...
I'd rather...
As long...
You know...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor, too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now...
What do you mean?
No, sir.
A pawnbroker?
Yes, sir.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine...
What kind?
With the quarantine...
Who comes here?
I'm very...
A pawnbroker?
Yes.
Are you afraid or uneasy?
Why should I?
An interesting point of view.
Sir.
An interest, sir. How did you get this?
After I left the army.
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
When we first...
Funny story.
Do you work here?
Yes,
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
it was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to...
Why do you have...
Because these...
Please show me what you...
Of course.
It's locked, all right.
I'm quite busy right now, Doc.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well,
I won't lie.
are you sure you don't want...
In other circumstances... Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the...
What do you mean?
I often had...
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his...
I was more curious...
I'm a carpenter.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl.
I'm so tired.
Reads me like a book. This shift never ends.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
How is the Pembroke staff?
Not well.
Why does Milton
I don't know.
Why does Milton dislike?
I don't know.
Why is Milton?
Milton's not the...
How would you describe?
It's serious.
Nurse Hawkins, this...
I wish I could...
You must... How is the...
Not well.
How long have...
Or long enough.
You're right. How would you describe...
It's serious.
Nurse...
I wish I...
How is the Pembroke...
Not well.
Why is
Milton...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody,